Macca's Guides.
Hey everyone, Macca here playing Riders Republic. Been having a lot of fun in this game, but I wanted to make a video to show you where you can find the 11 secret relics in the game. These are all basically just like really wacky variations of all of the different sports you can do in the game. They all end up in the funky slot, and they are just going to be a lot of fun, but also you're going to be able to use some of these for side objectives in the game, which will let you earn more golden stars. All you have to do is go to the location on the map that I show you, go up to the object and pick it up, and you will unlock it. You can use it then and there through the radial wheel, or you can go to your gear and customize it through there. So the first one you saw was the training bike, probably the most useless, but kind of the funniest one in the game. You're just gonna sit there and pedal. It has basically 0 stats. Next up, what we can do is we can unlock the surfboard, which is a very competent snowboard style gear. You'll just be able to rip down the mountain and do some tricks on this one. Stats-wise, it doesn't have great rotation, but it is made for deep snow, so there are certain events where this will actually be better than some of the other gear you have. Now for the order, I'm basically just showing you them in the order that I think it'll be the fastest. Next up, we have the old school skis, and just like they were in the past, these are basically bad at everything except going straight down the hill really, really fast. And although they aren't great at tricks, having a lot of speed gets you a lot of air, which lets you do a lot of rotations. So in a way, are they really bad at tricks? In my opinion, they're actually not that bad. They're really fun to use, and I actually got some pretty decent tricks here.
On your way over to the top of Teton, you can find an old TP pillar with a flag from the first ever expedition taken there. It's famous. Check it out because I reckon you might find something worthwhile.
Next up, we have the plane wing rocket wing, and in this area of the map, there's a small little lake, and inside there is a crashed plane. And like every good crashed plane, there is a rocket-propelled engine on the back of it, and you can pick this up in order to get this item. As you can imagine, it's really fast in a straight line, and it has a lot of boost, which makes it go even faster in that straight line. However, it has the lowest mobility out of everything in the game with a 1. This is me turning at like full speed when I'm using it, and I'm barely going left and right. We then have the cardboard box plane suit, which aesthetically is very unique and really fun to show off, and statistically isn't all that bad. It has decent like movement and speed, so you can get some of that proximity wingsuit flying in. The only thing is it only has a 1 out of 100 slow mode, so if you are really close to the ground and you got to get up, and you got to go slow so that you can, slow down, navigate, but also gain altitude, it's pretty much impossible, so say goodbye to your run then and there. Otherwise, it's just another fun one. We then have the adventure bike, which statistically is actually really good. It has really good speed and sprint. The only thing it's really bad at are tricks. So although I do a couple of tricks here when I get it, I'm actually going to show you what it's like to use kind of off-road and going fast. This is something you're going to want to use for like a downhill race, maybe potentially, or even like an uphill race. It's really good at like keeping its speed even while going uphill and through rough terrain. So that's the adventure bike.
Everyone wants a slice of you right now. So, Santa Cruz Gravity Fest is totally bold, and it's not far off. Take your bike and get your gears around these next incredible events to qualify. Lots of dirt kickers that will keep you living on the edge. Have fun.
Next up, we have the folding bike, which is very unique in appearance. Its overall trait is that it has good sprint and air rotation. So if you want to bust out like a 1080 or higher, this is probably the bike to do it in, although it isn't ultra fast and it is a little bit hard to handle, especially once you gain air. However, this is a bike that is often, you're told to use it for side objectives to earn extra stars. So this is a bike you're definitely going to want if you want to level up as fast and as quickly as possible. We then move on to the destroyed bike, which honestly I'm not really sure why it's in the game. It's not very aesthetically pleasing. It's not all that unique, and statistically it's not all that unique either. It doesn't have anything in particular that is fun about it or better about it than any other bike. So unless I'm missing something specific about what makes this cool, maybe you can let me know in the comments down below. This is kind of the one in the game where there's, in my opinion, like no point of even getting it. We then have like the old school wooden ski blades. Overall, actually not that bad. They're pretty well rounded. They're not like ultra fast, but they have decent air rotation, decent absorption. So you can kind of use these as like all around decent skis. If you know, you want to go fast, but you also might do some tricks, but you also might do some big jumps. These are actually not a bad option, although maybe the coolest part about them is that the ski poles are just 2 wooden branches. I like that a lot. We then have the pizza delivery bike, which statistically is not all that fun, but aesthetically is extremely fun. And there are a couple of events where you will be like delivering pizzas and the pizzas will be flying off your bike, which I think is just an overall fun idea. The pizza bike, it's not something you're going to want to use competitively, but if you're just looking to have a goofy, silly time, if you're in a silly, goofy mood, this is probably the bike to use. Last but certainly not least, we have the grandpa bike, complete with a little basket in the front, and this one is great for air rotations. It's decently fast. It has an overall statistical profile that is decently well-rounded, although it doesn't necessarily excel overall as a great bike in many circumstances. It is fun to use. It's, you know, it has a little basket, so aesthetically it's cool. But that is it for the video. Thank you so much for watching. You don't actually get an achievement for getting all of them. I just happened to also get 25 gear as I unlocked this bike. But thank you so much for watching the video. I hope it was helpful. Special thanks to everyone on Patreon for supporting the show. And hopefully I see you soon. Peace.